All right, everybody, welcome back to the Chongqing Major SEA qualifiers. We're moving fast. Both of our round one matches here for Group B were 2-0s, so we are heading straight into the next round. This is your losers match. This is elimination best of 3. Warriors Gaming Unity versus Boom ID. Warriors Gaming got 2-0'd by Tigers. Boom ID got 2-0'd by Fnatic. Those two teams are now playing against each other in the winners match. The winner of that is going to move through directly to the playoff portion of this qualifier. Loser of this match is out. And the winner will get their opportunity to play in the next round against the loser of the other match to figure out the other team that's going to be going through from this group into the playoffs. It's 2 groups of 4. 2 teams from each group make it through to the playoffs, and then 2 teams from the playoffs will qualify for the major. So pretty exciting stuff coming your way over the next couple of days for Southeast Asia. Of course, we've got other regions going on as well later today, but for right now, I think SEA is the only thing that's on. And let's get straight into this draft. We're going to have this Mirana banned out again. I think it was Warriors Gaming who were doing it last series, and now it's Boom ID's turn. A couple of weird little things here. Warriors Gaming are adjusting things somewhat. They will once again give away the Dazzle. So let's see how we're Boom drafting. I wasn't casting their games. So the first game they picked Lich Brew first 2. They banned Dazzle, Wisp, and Grimstroke. This time around their first pick, so they're not going to ban the Dazzle. They're going to pick it themselves. And then the second game they opened Undying Axe after banning Wisp, Lone Druid, and Lich. So this Lone Druid seems quite popular. The Doom ban is a little bit interesting. It wasn't actually picked or banned in any of the previous best of 3s. So 4 games, no credence given to Doom whatsoever, but Warriors Gaming have decided that they would like to ban it. They're going to be going for their Sand King here. They did pick that up for Kang in the earlier series. He went for the Vanguard first. I felt like it just kind of slowed his game down a little bit, and Warriors Gaming couldn't really get off the ground. The big problem so far for them has been the carry picks, so it'll be interesting to see how they look to adjust that. So far, it looks like they're going to focus on laning a little bit more. They've picked up the Bane, Boom ID, just going to be going for Tusk. I think this is an extremely strong support duo, or whatever this ends up being, but they now have 2 sick saves. So if you go on the Dazzle, Tusk's going to save him. If you go on the Tusk, or whoever else, Dazzle's going to save them. And if you go on neither of them, then they've just got all the saves in the world. So nice opening for Boom ID. I think I'm favoring Boom ID a little bit in this series. How much of a fight did they actually put up against Fnatic? First game they lost in 33 minutes. Second game they lost in 26 minutes. So the 26-minute mark has been pretty common so far today. I think both of the Warriors Gaming games against Tigers were kind of over in 26 minutes or so. And now we have an Arc Warden being banned out. Okay. Interesting. Phantom Lance are going to be removed. Boom probably looking at the drafts from the previous game. They don't necessarily have the best ways to deal with a Phantom Lancer at the moment either in terms of AoE or lockdown, so I think definitely worth a ban in this situation, especially if Warriors Gaming. That seems to be where their carry hero pool is kind of at. It's still in some ways stuck in the previous patch. Interesting to see what Nothing to Say is going to end up playing in this game. What else are Boom ID gonna worry about banning here? There's still a Wisp. Wisp has made it through completely, but neither team has gone for it just yet. So we could still see some kind of Wisp gyrocopter action. If they run the Dazzle as a core, I'm interested to see whether teams are gonna think about running Dazzle as a core and then picking something like a Medusa or picking a gyrocopter, just to have some sick synergy with that. With the bad juju, with all of your AoE minus armor, but right now, Boom taking their time, thinking this through. They are just going to ban out the Tinker. Okay, so that would seem to suggest that they're going to be playing something pretty fast-paced here. Probably trying for the Dazzle kind of rundown strat. Still not completely committed. They could still just run the Dazzle as a 5, but I'm thinking Dazzle core at the moment, though. I guess we'll have to see.
10 seconds remaining.
And now Warriors Gaming, I guess you just got to get rid of some more 5-man stuff. I think at this point, at this juncture, it might be important to just ban some team fight. I think you could see Warriors Gaming maybe banning like the Darkseer in this spot. It's got pretty good synergy with the Tusk and all of the auras and stuff like that. I think would be very annoying for Warriors Gaming to deal with. But instead, they're going to get rid of the Slark and then just pick up the Phantom Assassin for themselves. So, yeah, good laning hero, quite a strong carry overall, good scaling. Does seem to be quite good now with the Blur, especially being able to farm Ancients early on without taking any damage whatsoever. That's definitely a very nice feature of the hero. People have still been buying Battle Fury on it a little bit. I think the patch is a little bit fast for that. I'd much prefer to just see sort of your Wraithband treads into fast Desolator, but the option is there to try and play a little bit more for the late game. I'm still liking this Darkseer pick for Boom ID. There's still a oh no, the Centaur's being banned. Okay. Alright. Looking like it is going to be your core Dazzle now that the Lich comes out. So they've got the Frost Shield against the Phantom Assassin. That's certainly going to be somewhat helpful here. They have some nice D-push. They've got quite a bit of D-push, actually, especially with the Lich. But yeah, looking like your core Dazzle. So leaving the other 2 cores until the end of the draft. Warriors Gaming going to have to give away a little bit more here. I think they're going to be running the Sand King as a 3, but could still be a 4. I imagine they're just going to pick their position 4 or 3 in this spot, though I don't know exactly what that's going to end up being. If you're worried about Boom ID just grouping up, then I think you might need a little bit more team fight, but something like a Tide might be a bit greedy if you're going to be running the... Like, I think Sand King 4 might be a bit greedy. What other 4s have people been playing? I'm trying to think. So, what, Boom played what looks like a... Oh, no, I think that was probably a 3 Brewmaster. What could they go for? Can you Pangolier here? Is Pangolier good? Could be decent. That's still more of a 3 than a 4, though. What is the position for pool? I mean, we've seen a little bit of Earth Spirit. Warriors Gaming just gonna go for a Skywrath Mage. Okay. They've got the lockdown to make the Mystic Flare look decent. I don't know if this is just the support Sky or what the go is going to be as far as... Bane's definitely supporting. Skywrath or Sand King could both be core or support. So if they feel like they have a good mid matchup for the Skywrath Mage, maybe they could throw him over there.
5 seconds remaining.
Boom ID. What do they go for? Probably no real interest in picking anything like Anti-Mage. I don't even know what's good against this Skywrath mid now, potentially. They do just have to go for a carry. If they really want to just play this on a fast push, they could try for something like a Luna, but I think that's a little bit difficult to play against PA. And they're going to cover their bases and just go for the Templar Assassin. So this is actually a decent matchup against the Skywrath on mid, if it does end up being a mid-Sky. Warriors Gaming could try and send the Sand King mid now against the Templar Assassin. I think that would work reasonably well, so that's something that
10 seconds
they might have to look out for, but then Warriors Gaming would probably have to pick something a little bit more, with a little bit more scaling for their offlane, sort of go back to, you know, sort of your Tricore meta. What else could they go for? Still a Venomancer in the pool. And for Boom, I think the Luna still looks decent. Jug is probably also fine. What else? What carries like playing against PA? Well, high armor carries, that's for damn sure. Just trying to think. Don't think it's a particularly inspiring TB game. What am I missing here? I feel like there is a hero, I can't think of it. Let's see here.
Radiant team back.
What's good? Wraith King carry? Okay, the Luna gets banned. I think that's pretty sensible. I mean, what? Spectre,
10 seconds
Bloodseeker.
remaining.
The Coronaga Siren is still in the pool. That could
5
actually
seconds
be
remaining.
an option here for Boom ID. That seems decent. Good counter initiation, some lockdown for the PA.
Radiant team pick.
Huskar is the ban, and now Boom ID. Alright, what are they gonna go for? They will just go for the Spectre. Okay. So I thought that they were gonna be playing this a little bit more for the early game, but instead just grabbing Spectre and looking to take this a little bit late. So the Bane and the Skywrath Mage are both gonna be feeling a little bit uncomfortable against the spec, and the onus now feels like it's actually on Warriors Gaming. I don't know if there's an
10
easy way
seconds
for them
remaining.
to flip this around and
5 seconds
try and
remaining.
take advantage, like take control of the late game. No, so they're just gonna go full run at you. Pick up the Ember Spirit. That's gonna be handled by Mercury. So it is gonna be, yeah, Core Sand King played by Kang, CZY, and Felix. Your two supports, Bane and Skywrath Mage. And I suppose they're running this Ember Spirit mid. I don't know how this matchup goes against the TA these days. I mean, he's certainly pretty good against the Refraction, but he's also not a super high armor hero. And there was a time where people used to just, the TA versus Ember matchup, they would just get more points in meld early. And then just if he ever tried to commit on you, you just land a meld hit and tear his face off. So I don't know how this is going to end up going. Probably very interesting to watch the mid lane this game. The one thing that I worry about for Warriors Gaming a little bit is that they do have a good run-at-you lineup, but they're not necessarily great at ending the game all that quickly. Ember's not going to push towers, Sand King's not going to push towers, so the only person who really wants to hit buildings for them this game is the Phantom Assassin. And with only the Phantom Assassin for push, I think this Frost Shield on the Lich and TA traps cutting waves and stuff like that is going to be really annoying. And the Spectre is looking like it might have a pretty good game. Lane might not be quite so hot, but I think in terms of the overall game plan, they've got time. And that's all Spectre really wants. So, alright. And Fervian, you know, is at least level 6 on the
Prepare
Spectre.
for battle.
Wait, can I actually... How do I... Is it this? No, here. Yeah, level 8 Spectre. There you go. He knows what he's doing. He's got the cosmetics. Alright, everybody being nice and respectful. Some good luck, have fun's coming out. So, what's the go here? Who's core? Is this Tuska core? Or is it FBZ? Who, I don't actually know who their core player is. Should have looked this up. Boom ID. So okay, yeah, FBZ is the offlane player, so he's playing the Dazzle. So it's position 3 Dazzle, Tusk, and Lich as the two supports.
30 seconds.
They've got some really nice save this game, actually. Like Grave, Frost Shield, Snowball. Should be very difficult for Warriors Gaming to actually burst anybody. But this offlane is going to be real annoying. Skywrath Mage plus Sand King, lots of pressure coming in. We'll have to see how they manage to deal with this. Oh. Okay. Oh, can Boom actually secure both of these? It looks like they might be able to. Warriors Gaming, they split up hoping to secure both themselves, or at least secure one of them, but instead Felix just gets driven off the rune by the dagger, and it is going to end up being Boom with a little advantage early on as they grab 3 of those initial bounties. Dazzle not going to be getting a ton of help in the offlane just yet, has already skilled up the Poison Touch, so does need to be a little bit worried about this Bane and the PA. CZY, alright, already skilling up the Brain Sap, forces out that Poison Touch early on, still getting reset. So he's actually losing a lot of HP to this. FPZ wants to reset it one more time. Ooh, and the tower not even going to hit him for that one. Nicely done manipulating the tower aggro. Nothing to say. It does get the immediate deny on the range creep, so he's going to be pretty happy about that. But Jokum already coming in here, and Kang super low at bottom. Fervian just running at him. Over at top. Managed to shard in, nothing to say. It's going to go for the TP out, so no point in the tag team. But, alrighty, things looking alright for Boom up top. And mid lane, Mikoto is doing just fine. 5 and 3 up against the 1-for-1 Ember Spirit so far. Can Mercury get this CS? Not yet. Does have the level 2 now. So at least has the Searing Chains online to work with. But, yeah, I'm curious to see how this mid lane matchup ends up going. Taking just Sandstorm and Caustic Finale so far, so it's not a whole lot of kill threat, just putting a bunch of pressure on the lane. And Mercury now salving up. We got a big wraparound up top. Unity taking some damage from Jokum. FBZ comes across, won't be able to finish that kill. There's still level 1 on both of these Radiant heroes, so it's just a total slap fest. Still got a couple of stick charges on Jokum. He's going to be okay. Yeah, surviving through just fine. There's not a ton that they can do to really stop this sanking down here, but it's not putting a ton of pressure on the Spectre either, which I think if you're Warriors Gaming is very concerning. The Dazzle might even end up being a little bit of a red herring this game. Jokum getting focused down, still hanging on to his stick charges until the bitter end. Pops them now, but they know about it. They've got one more dagger and one more arcane bolt, and they bring him down. FBZ also getting body blocked up a little bit. One more dagger slow. He's going to skill up the grave here to try and escape. He's got the stick charges, not even using them. That is ice cold from the Dazzle. Just salving up now. Has another poison touch soon. Big creep wave pushing in. They really need this level 2 on the Tusk. Gets to that now. They are securing the PA's lane a little bit, but again, I worry about the outcome of the mid lane and the Spectre just getting kind of free farm right now down bottom. Sanky not applying a crazy amount of pressure. Whoop. I don't know. It's not anything interesting, guys. It's just Skywrath Mage suiciding to a tower. So he can get some mana back. Oh. Punches onto CZY, but they need to be careful. The Skywrath Mage is coming back. This was a really bad time for Jokum to try and man up like this. FBZ doesn't even have the grave just yet, so he's just going to focus on the CS, and it is going to end up being a free kill for Skywrath Mage. Mid lane, root onto the Templar Assassin. He's just kind of going for the standard build so far. No extra points up in the meld. Couple of Wraith Bands to begin with. TA feels like she probably has been nerfed a little bit. Moving the Ancients further away from the mid lane makes it a little bit harder for her to stack herself. FBZ has stick charges. Not even going to use the stick charges, just bombs the grave and away he goes. Now he pops the stick charges, but why? Why pop this? Okay, because he's got a salve coming. All right. It's like, why pop the stick charges if you're just going back to base anyway? But he's fine. So TA can still stack Ancients with her traps. That works just fine, but yeah, it does mean that you can't, at least on the Dire side, you can't just walk over here and stack Ancients like he used to. They're going on FBZ. Jokum with the tag team, turning it around. Nothing to say, actually taking quite a bit of damage. FBZ won't be able to get anything else off. Can they at least find the PA kill? He's ticking down. The neutral, not the neutral creeps, but the lane creeps will be the ones to finish it off in the end. Jokum has a salve and some stick charges. Just going to run this one off. Dazzle's respawned, and he's making his way up. If the Tusk can just survive a little bit longer, they can actually turn this one around. Snowball coming back through, but the PA also rejoining the fight. Unity, he's going to be okay. FBZ unable to get the poison touch out. Kang is just going to be maxing out the Sandstorm once again here. Fervian. Yeah, needs to ship out a little bit more regen, but mid lane still going great for TA. Triple Wraithband build so far. Mercury still just trying to pick up a bottle for himself right now. Interested to see what kind of build we get out of the Ember. But oh my god, he's okay. He's about to crack level 5. It's not too bad, though these side blades are really shredding him. What are they up to? Skywrath just coming in for a ward. Can they actually find a kill here? Flame Guard does mean that the refraction is pretty irrelevant. Skywrath also has decent damage. Alright. Tia Trap gets popped. There's another trap to keep the Ember Spirit away, so alright, they won't actually be able to do anything here. Don't even manage to force a rotation or anything. That's cute. Alright. Doesn't have a sentry, so Kang is just fine. Is going to be going for the Vanguard once again here, it looks like.
That's not for the likes of you.
Oh, up top, Jokum getting gone on. They do have the Grave available to help him out. Throw it out at the last moment. He's going to try for the TP out. Do they have anything to interrupt this? Nope, looks like he's going to be just fine. Alright, bunch of mana used and no kill for Warriors Gaming.Unity. And the Spectre lineup continues to have the slightly better start. Kang taking some damage. Spectre also kind of low down here though. Nope. They're going for the TA once again in the mid lane. This time around he doesn't have the traps down. They had the sentry ward. So looking like Mikoto might actually be dead. He gets the trap off, but still auto attacked to death by Mercury.
Discover what lies beyond.
Nice kill. Good rotation. Don't even know how much did the Skywrath actually do. I did a decent chunk of damage. But kind of goes to show why they picked the Ember willingly into the TA. Even though the lane initially doesn't go so great. Seems like Ember can kind of bring it back a little bit. Spectre with the triple Wraith bands. Farm station's ready. Don't know if he's going to go for the Radiance initially here. Phantom Assassin in a little bit of trouble. They do get the Nightmare up onto the Tusk. Nothing to say. Trapped though, waiting for the Quelling Blade cooldown. Still getting right-clicked to death. Can they refresh this again? FBZ with the Grave, keeping himself alive, and he's got the Magic Stick charges, so he's going to be just fine. There's a salve on Nothing to Say. Jokum wants to go for this, though. Heads in with the tag team. Do they have the damage? Kezcute also helping him out with the Frost Shield, and now Nothing to Say, looking like he should get right-click down. And they've got a huge creep wave to start hitting this tower. Could not have been a better rotation from that Lich. Very nicely done. And FBZ even just going to drag this away. Alright. Felix is here, but what can he really do? Not a whole lot.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Nope. Even going to glyph the wagon so that they can get a little bit more damage on this tower. Felix coming over, doesn't have a ton of mana. FBZ, similar situation for him, however. Jokum's got the snowball. And then Ice Shards to open up some space. Actually, they're going to be going for the Lich instead. Not dead just yet, gets the Frost Shield off, but the Brain Sap finishes him. Jokum blocks in the Bane, he buys himself a few seconds with the Nightmare. PA now looking to get involved once again. Tusk buys himself a few more seconds with the Snowball, but I don't think it's going to be enough to find a kill here. Didn't even manage to refresh the Poison Touch, so... Alright. That's the end of that. Kang seeing all the supports up top. Looks like he's just going to cut the wave. Bane suiciding to neutrals. Don't know if that was intentional. Looks like maybe. He's only level 3. He's dead for a little while. Ember stacking some neutrals for himself. Not clear exactly what he's going for just yet. Just a couple of Wraith Bands and some treads. Unity gonna get ganked up. Fervian coming in here with this first Haunt rotation. It's an extremely long cooldown, so he really wants this kill. Can they make sure to give it to the Spectre? No, unfortunately, Kezcute. He's gonna swipe it over at mid lane. Quick little bottle refill for the Ember Spirit. Might be able to make an attempt on Mikoto. It looks like he's gonna be okay. And so far, Spectre farming fantastically. He's just going to be going for the Manta style this game. Up against a couple of these debuffs. Doesn't feel like he really needs the Radiance 100%. Oh, they want this tower last hit, but they didn't leave enough heroes up here. Boom. Probably should have kept, yeah. Needed to keep some heroes up here to finish the tower, but they are rotating back now. It's kind of a greedy play, but looks like it's still going to end up working out overall. They wanted to just leave the Spectre, threaten that they were up here, and then go and gank mid, it looks like, but won't be able to do that. Ooh, gonna get a deny from Kang. Nope, Jokum gets the last hit, dodges out of the way of the Burrow Strike as well. Only the 1 point up there for Kang. Mercury looking like he should easily be able to grab this kill, and he will. And Fervian just fine. Retreat back into the trees and continue farming elsewhere. So we do have this Vanguard up for the Sand King. Not nearly as fast as it was in the previous game. FBZ gets gone on, but here comes the turnaround. He got the Grave off. The silence wasn't long enough. Can they actually get anything here? The Chain Frost gets lobbed out, and they've got the Vision onto Nothing to Say. Oh, along with the Sinister Gaze, and that will be a double kill for your Lich. Just a terrible dive on that Dazzle. They are going to get punished for it heavily.
for the temple.
Yep. Oh, and CZY's being cute. Well, actually, not just being cute. He's also got the Ember Spirit rotating in. Templar Assassin in some big trouble. Does have this side trap down. Opens up enough room to be able to escape. Has all those stats and the move speed from the Wraith Bands. Well, I mean, it's not even... How much move speed is it really? It's 24 agi? I don't actually know how much that translates. He's got 5% extra movement speed from all of his agility. So yeah, I'm probably overstating that a little bit.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, snowballed on. There's nobody here to help him out just yet. There's the Sinister Gaze dragging him back. Alright, there are some TPs coming in to help now, but it's both of the cores, in fact, going for TPs here. Jokum in a little bit of trouble, but if he just jukes, he might be able to get the TP out. Looks like he's going to be okay. Now, what can the Sand King do? He's got 4 points in Caustic Finale. He just doesn't do anything with 1 point in Burst Strike. Sure, he's annoying, but he's not really much of a threat. Lich, however, is going to end up going down. Did not anticipate that all of these supports were down here. Alright, well. Kang throws out a tip, as they will be able to surround this bottom tier 1 tower, though boom. Already in position to push out the mid lane, and this Spectre is just chilling like a villain on the top side of the map. They are completely not addressing the Spectre right now. And their PA is having a pretty miserable time. Nothing to Say has decided to go back for a Battle Fury here, but it's going to take him a little while. Hopefully they can give him the last hit on this tower. Kang even going for the 200 HP talent this game, so... Looks like he's mostly planning on just bunkering down in these lanes. Even going to be going... I don't know if I like this at all. He's also going to be going for a hood? I really don't understand the point. They get on top of Felix, slow him down with the tag team, FBZ. 1 point in Shadow Wave for the nuke, just to secure that. Oh, nothing to say. Blinks over onto the Spectre, but he's just surrounded. They've got more slows. Kang, what can he do? He's got a Burrow Strike. Spectre jumping around. They're looking for the Spec kill, but they won't be able to find him. And now the Chain Frost launched from the high ground. It doesn't bounce anywhere, but they've got damage. Mercury jumping forward. Kescute not dead just yet. Jokum also coming back in. Looks like they should be able to finish the Ember. Unity, how many kills can he... Well, not Unity. Kang, how many kills can he find? He does actually get a double in the end. And the Skywrath Mage going to come back in here with his 5 Null Talismans and bring down the Spectre. Okay. 5 for 3 ends up being the overall engagement. Sand King doing quite a bit of damage there. Ember also putting in some good work. Unfortunately, PA not really getting anything out there. Did die pretty quickly early on in the fight. But Boom ID going just a little bit too ham. It looked good at the start, but I guess they were just standing in the sandstorm forever and took a ton of damage from that. There wasn't even an epicenter used. It was just Kang sandstorming and auto-attacking people mostly. Whoop, Joker. Mercury looking for him. FBZ, pretty standard build for this Dazzle in the current patch, is just going to be going for the quick Necro Book. But they're not really playing for the Dazzle push strat this game. They're very much just playing for the Spectre. How's that Battle Fury coming along? It's 14 minutes and there's only a Ring of Health. Let's look away. Avert your eyes. Lich maxing out the Frost Shield. Seems pretty darn good. Cooldown goes down. Damage reduction goes up. Ember, what's the build so far this game? Just going to be going for a Maelstrom and a Blink. Do have a Smoke going. Fiend's Grip on cooldown for another 30 seconds. Skywrath Mage doing tons of damage with this stupid build. How much Spell Amp does he have? Hold that thought. Oh, there's the Root. They've got the combo Mystic Flare. Invisible for some reason. Actually, pretty big damage onto the Ember Spirit. Needs to be careful. He's actually ticking out. He's gone! Sand King's dead up top. Brought down by the Lich. And a little bit further over, Dazzle still fighting. Felix and CZY going to try and turn this around, but Kescute is here. It's not enough. The nukes from the Skywrath Mage will cut him down, and it ends up being a 2 for 2 across the map. 2 cores actually dying on both sides of the map. They didn't show the Sand King kill in this recap, so it looks like it favors Warriors Gaming, but Spec's still getting pretty big. TA just working on a blink. How much spell amp does this guy actually have? Let's have a look here. He's got 8.2 spell amp from his int and then 15% from his null talismans. Ugh. So gross. And Warriors Gaming just camping out this Radiant high ground area right now, though they are sitting right on top of a Radiant Observer Ward, so I think they're just kind of wasting their time for the most part. Boom gonna play around them. TA just farming up some Ancients. Spectre still working on the Manta style. It's gonna be very easy for them to take Roshan with the Manta and Manta on Spec and Deso on TA, so that's definitely something that Warriors Gaming need to be looking out for this game. Kang is finally going back for a Blink Dagger here, also picking up a Buckler. So this Crimson Guard before too long. Jokum coming in, pops the tag team, but it's just straight into a Burst Strike and a Silence. He's down. Chain Frost bouncing around. CZY and Felix need to be careful about what they do here. It actually bounces back to Mercury. They drop everything onto Fervian. He gets brain sapped out. Boom, not bringing enough heroes to this fight. Templar Assassin considers engaging for it, but sees the Ember Spirit coming in, and that's just going to end up being a 4 for nothing. Boom ID. Way too aggressive. Gonna get slapped down, and Warriors Gaming gonna claim themselves a free tier 1 tower as well. I don't know why they're being... They don't have to make that play at all. I don't think there's any real reason to. They could just rotate down, de-ward their jungle a little bit, push this tier 1, keep playing for items on the Spectre, keep on playing for the late game. Feels like they're just giving Warriors Gaming a route back into this game. And Warriors Gaming, after looking pretty lost against Tigers in the earlier series, now kind of finding some form, moving together a little bit better as a team, finding these ganks. Oh my god, there's a Kaya also now picked up for this Skywrath Mage, so his damage is just through the roof. Kind of even transitioning into like core territory now. Templar Assassin does manage to get the blink away. Nicely done. Did the Searing Chains get fogged there, or I guess he missed the combo? But what are Boom doing? Okay, they're smoking aggressively. They have managed to de-ward their jungle. What are they looking for? Their initiation is not that good. The Ember would have to not have a Remnant out for them to kill him here. But as I say that, he doesn't have a Remnant down, so he's running right on top of this TA trap. Gonna get jumped. There's the meld hit. Trying to escape, but the snowball's still chasing him, and one more punch. Jokum with the maxed out tag team, easily able to finish him off. Warriors Gaming are looking for some kind of a punish though. Sand King's coming down the lane, and the rest of the team are over in the jungle though. This is being scattered out by this Radiant Observer Ward. Very value for them so far. And yeah, Boom. They wanted this bottom tier 1 tower, but Sand King not going to give them the opportunity. He has just gone for the full Crimson Guard, and is now going back for a pipe, so not going to be buying Blink Dagger at all this game, seemingly, or at least not so far. We do finally have this Battle Fury up on the PA. Chain Frost unleashed. Can he just TP out? Nope, forgot about the Sinister Gaze. It immediately gets cancelled, and Fervian should be able to run this one down. On the other side, they also end up losing the Sand King, though they get a little turnaround onto the Dazzle. Looks like Fiend's Grip used to bring him down. Jokum juking around in the trees. Mercury also down here. Templar Assassin jumps forward just a little bit. Does get rooted up. Should be able to get the blink off. They don't get all the way through the refraction. And now it's just trouble for CZY as he dies in 3 hits. So much damage from these Boom ID heroes. Felix is running down here thinking about some kind of a turnaround, but they are not going to go for it. Okay, this is a little bit more like it. Fervian just going in. He's got the Manta style. Look at the damage. Did he manage to get the bounty rune? No. Okay. Mercury did manage to grab that, but it's a pretty big streak. Killing spree streak ended on the Skywrath Mage. Some really nice gold for the Spectre. I still don't understand what this Sand King build is supposed to do. He walks at you, and I guess he's kind of tanky, but Like, is this really what you want? I guess he's just gonna sit in the middle of the team fight and burrow strike every 11 seconds, but no way that he's ever gonna utilize the epicenter with this build. Got a blink dagger now on the tusk, so better initiation on the ember, which they were lacking a little bit of earlier, and some better saving potential as well. Dazzle is going to be going for a 4-staff here, so not maxing out the Necrobook just yet. PA now going back for an S and Y. Okay. I don't know what that's really going to accomplish. Feels like a bit of a whatever item, but I guess he doesn't want to get BKB just yet. BKB is not even that useful for him this game, so I suppose statting up is just fine. I do want to see the Desolator though. I'm a little bit surprised to see this as the option. I feel like Deso is just so good on this hero. Sand King going to be buying a gem before too long. Feeling a little bit restricted on the map control game. They do have some pretty good vision around the place. Alright, Basskip comes down here, puts down the sentry. They're focusing on the Kang. They get the silence onto the TA, and she disappears! So much damage amplified up there. The Chain Frost is still bouncing. Kang's going to get dropped in just a second. They're snowballing forward, looking for the Bane now. CZY, nowhere to run. Fervian isolates him and just brings him down quickly. Skywrath Mage also running out of here. Mercury, what can he actually do? There's the Grave Save, and he's used every single one of his remnants to commit to this fight. It's a triple kill for the Lich, of all people. But I thought Boom took a really questionable fight mid earlier. Warriors Gaming now taking kind of a questionable fight of their own as these Boom ID cores are starting to find their stride. And Fervian just gonna head straight into the pit. Like I was saying, once you've got this Manta style up on the Spectre, you actually do a ton of damage to Roshan. They don't even need the TA in here to grab this. Oh man. See, this is why I think the PA just needs to go for Deso. I don't think you win this in a farm war. What's the point? If this goes late, Spectre wins. How you feeling, Dota Plus? Okay, so we went past 75% win in favor of Warriors Gaming, and now we're coming right back, apparently. That does match the experience and gold graphs pretty much. Fervian just jumping straight on top of that Skywrath Mage. Like I was saying, the Sky and the Bane were never going to be happy after they saw this Spectre pick come out. They're both just so vulnerable to the hero. And jumping forward, they've managed to find the Sand King. Sinister Gaze drags him forward. Chain Frost gonna get lobbed out. Looks like it's just gonna clear out the creep wave. Can it actually bounce back to some heroes? Looks like probably not. The Spectre is just doing whatever she wants. Diving past the tower, Kang gets brought down. FBZ providing those heals. And Boom. Alright. Seems like their lineup has hit its timing. What a swing. What a weird game, to be honest. Mercury? Where's your mana? Was he just hoping to jump back to the Remnant? Hello? Alright, did not anticipate the Diffusal Blade mana burn, and that is the end of him. Meanwhile, nothing to say. I feel like the name is appropriate. He's just got... He's got no contribution to this game. What's he even done? The laning stage went okay. He was a little bit behind on farm. He's bought this Battle Fury, and now he's just been doing nothing. Feels super similar to the previous two games that they lost against Tigers. Just... They've got this carry farming off on the other side of the map, hoping that he's going to win them the game, but just doesn't really seem to be doing anything. TA now has a BKB, so he doesn't really care about the Ember or the Skywrath Mage anymore. And Boom really locking down this dire side of the map with all of these Observer Wards. The Bane and the Skywrath flapping around, off looking for a kill. Fiend's Grip and the Mystic Flare should be able to kill off most of these Boom heroes, but the Haunt is back off cooldown for Spectre. So Boom are actually kind of ready to go. They see a lot. They have all the information that they need right now to look for a fight. FBZ is just going to be going for a Solar Crest here. They're going to throw every single buff that they have on the Spectre. Kang has this gem, but they haven't dewarded anything successfully. Okay, they find one of the wards. Still 2 obs sticking around. Sand King, 900 gold worth of progress towards his Blink Dagger, and Spectre is just taking bottom tier 1 tower for free.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom
They lost that
tower
fight,
is
and now
under
they're just
attack.
not really looking for anything. I guess they're trying to wait out the Aegis. It's still up for another 2 minutes, but for now, Warriors Gaming very much on the back foot. PA, is that a full BKB on the Courier? Okay. PA has BKB. That's a good timing.
Radiant's top tower is
Though,
under attack.
oh, it's still just... The thing about PA is you have to jump into the fight and kill somebody kind of instantly.
Dire's bottom
And you just
tower
can't do
is
that
under
against
attack.
Boom's lineup. They have too much save. Too much save and too much sustain. I really don't think the PA is going to be able to burst anyone meaningful down. Like, there's Refraction, there's Grave, there's Heals, there's a Force Staff, there's the Frost Shield. Hell, there's a Buckler on top of that. They've got plenty of armor on Boom. And Spectre is very quickly heading towards a heart. Even has the 500 HP talent now. He's still got this Aegis as well. Gonna pop the Haunt. Where is he off to? He's just jumping around like a madman. Keeping this confusing, waiting for his team to try and get over here. Finally getting silenced up. Now pops the Manta, makes it up onto the high ground. This is a 5-man gank, and it looks like he might actually be able to play his way out of this one. They're gonna grave him up. He's still got the Aegis for another little while longer. He's not the first one to fall in this fight. It's actually the Ember, and now they've lost 2 more. Nothing to say. Pops his BKB. He's looking for something, but he's getting right-click down, forced to jump away. Kang just still sitting here. As the Sand King, not really doing anything. Felix now brought down. That's 3 for just the Aegis. Sand King might be able to cut some waves, but Boom are just heading straight up onto the high ground, and we've seen this story before. Before 30 minutes, Warriors Gaming just losing lanes of racks. PA committed as hard as she could to that fight, but just couldn't find any kills, and now Nothing to Say is just gonna go and hit some creeps. Looks like they're gonna lose 2 lanes of racks here. They got the Deso, they got the Necrobook. The towers are kind of squishy, and there you go. Sand King just has to watch. I mean, he can pop Crimson Guard. Okay. Fiend's Grip on the Spectre. Should be a snowball to save him. He's going to be fine. Still down below half HP, taking some damage. Nothing to Say jumping into the back lines, but now Dazzle slowing him down. Can they actually find either of these kills? They will be able to. The Dagger crit brings down the Templar Assassin. Fervian wants to re-engage, but he won't be able to. They lose FPZ. And it seems like Boom ID have overstayed their welcome a little bit, but at least they get the Spectre out of harm's way. Okay, that time around, the PA managing to do a little bit more. Certainly nice. They got the TA down without her really doing too much. I thought after they had the snowball save on the Spectre that they were going to be fine, but was not the case. But Warriors Gaming base still kind of in shambles. At least Kang now finally has this Blink Dagger. So their initiation is a little bit stronger. They don't just have to rely on the supports walking up or the... They have initiation that can beat the BKB now, is the most important thing. Like, it doesn't matter if Bane walks up and gets a Fiend's Grip off, because in that animation, the TA is going to pop BKB. Like, and then you won't be able to Mystic Flare. But at least Blink Burst Strike is going to be able to beat this BKB. Though there are still all of the other saves to be worried about. Jokin's got himself Mules. He's picked up a gem of his own. Dota Plus, what you feeling here? Okay, we're firmly in Boom's camp at the moment. Net worth, experience, win probability. Mercury is just working on his Yule's Scepter. PA has grabbed a Manta and is now going to be going back for a Basher. He's just going for kind of the max damage build here. 15 damage talent, armor corruption, triple stifling dagger. I like that he didn't go for the SNY. I really don't know what the point would have been. Ooh, and a double damage. Okay. This is big. If there's ever a time to go for a smoke, I think this is it. Yeah, they pop the smoke. They don't smoke their Sand King, though. Okay, just pop a second smoke for the Sand King. That's fine. And they're running down to bottom, hoping to find the Spectre farming somewhere. They saw his Manta Illusions here, so they think that he's run over to this camp to keep on farming. But in fact, Fervian was out of mana, so he's headed all the way back to the fountain just to regen. So they're not going to really find anything. Jokum is waiting over here to break this on the high ground. He spots CZY and just jumps back. They're resetting. There is a Haunt ready to go. Jumping in. They're going to be looking for these supports. Felix pops the Glimmer Cape, but they've already lost the Bane. He doesn't get anything off. They're going to control the PA. This double damage not really doing anything. Fervian in the back lines. There's going to be a buyback from the Bane. Boom, resetting back to this high ground. Makoto is just waiting. They get the silence onto the Ember Spirit. Can they keep him alive? They won't be able to. Good positioning. Finally, the Sand King gets in here with the Epicenter. They bring down Jokum. They're trying to kill off this Templar Assassin, but he gets another refraction up. Kang is being right-clicked by Fervian. It's taking him forever to get through this Sand King. I don't know why he's putting so much attention here. Just needs to try and get some heart regen going. PA is kind of low. Nothing to say, in some trouble. He gets the Manta off. Surviving for a couple more seconds. Felix just with the Glimmer and the TP out. No, unsuccessful. Getting Yules to cancel. Spectre picks up a double kill at the end of the fight. And Boom ID going to be looking for a secondary lane of Rax here as they push down mid. There is a buyback available for PA and a buyback for the Skywrath Mage. Sky buyback forced. They've also got a Glyph. Ember up in 7 seconds time. I don't know if they need to buy back 100% on the PA. Instead, they're just going to buy back on the Sand King. They get the Nightmare onto the Spectre. It's being kept alive by the Frost Shield right now. Nicely done taking the Nightmare off as well. And looks like Fervian is going to be just fine. Okay, so they forced 2 buybacks. Roshan is going to be back up in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So Boom probably just going to secure that one for themselves before they try and make any more inroads onto the dire side of the base, or dire side of the map. Warriors Gaming, did they lose their gem in that last fight? It seems like they might have. Is there an extra gem on this courier? Yes. Okay. So yeah, they lost their gem. TA not going to complete the full Bloodthorn, just going for a Monkey King bar here. It's only a 75% chance, but still. Oh, double stun. CZY should be burst down pretty quickly. Actually, they lose the Skywrath Mage first. Now they've got the Sand King controlled. Sinister Gaze dragged across. All of Boom just controlling this area, and Warriors Gaming.Unity, the 2 important cores nowhere to be found. They're just chilling back inside of the base. They actually have, those heroes had 0 vision whatsoever to be playing out here, and they're just gonna lose all 3 of them. So now it's Boom ID back up onto the high ground. They don't even bother waiting around for the Roshan, just gonna force their way straight in here. They know that Sand King does not have a buyback available, so it's going to be, at the very least, 1 lane of Rax. Glyph comes out to try and buy a little bit more time, but Warriors Gaming, what can they actually do? They're chipping away, but the sustain from the Dazzle is more than enough. And hell, the supporting cast is already rotating over towards top lane. They're not worried about their cores at all. I think if you're Warriors Gaming, you had to realize that this is what was going to happen. I think they had to play faster. I don't think the TA, I think the PA can afford to go for a battle carry like this. But anyway, Mega Creep's coming up. Let's hear that sweet, sweet sound. Finish it off. Come on. 1 more hit. All right. I mean, there was already a voice line for it, but just gotta strike some fears and strike some fear into the hearts of Warriors Gaming, who, I mean, they can defend against Megas, but they can't defend against Aegis Cheese Spectre, I don't think. So, Roshan coming up quickly. Warriors Gaming, 1 final play. Multi-man smoke making its way outside of the base, but Roshan's already dead. Aegis and Cheese secured. Fervian going to be TPing back to grab some items because he's got a Haunt ready to go. Might just pop it. Yep, okay. Bane reveals himself up here. They know that there are heroes outside of the base. They do manage to jump in on top of the TA, but they get saved. Gets the BKB, the Grave. They've got the Snowball. They've got everything that they need to keep him alive. It was just a bait. Fervian's jumping into the back lines. He's going to bring down CZY. Makoto's still fine. Nothing to say. Throwing some daggers, but Sinister Gaze back, and the GG has already been called. Wait, where'd he go? Blinked away a little bit further, but that is going to be the end of this game. Boom ID, I think more of a drafting victory than anything else. I like the lineup. The Dazzle Tusk did a great job of just keeping the Bane and the Skywrath Mage, kept their attention focused on top. And even with all of the help, the PA just didn't really get all that much farm. The TA did fine against the Ember mid, barring a couple of those rotations, and I don't know, this feels like such a do-nothing Sand King build. I'm really not a fan of what Kang is doing on the hero at the moment. Like, he's buying this Vanguard and just sitting in the middle of the fight, but it just doesn't feel like it's doing anything. He's pressuring the lanes out a little bit, but they don't have any kill threat on the map because he doesn't have the Blink Dagger. They're not really threatening these cores as heavily as I think they should be. And I think they had to play faster. Maybe this build is fine if the PA just goes Deso and they group up and you just kind of play like a Darkseer and your initiation is just walking up and hitting the building, but that's not what ended up happening. So maybe the build is okay, but I'm more annoyed about the PA's approach. But yeah, this PA just didn't have a ton of net worth. 10 minutes in, he was looking all right, and then he kind of just stayed in the middle. Finally got his Battle Fury and climbed up a little bit, but a little bit troubling. So WarriorsGaming.Unity, that's 3 losses for them in a row. They still have an opportunity to bring this series back as we head into game number 2. Thank you all for watching the coverage here of the Chongqing Major SEA qualifiers, and I'll see you guys back here in a couple of minutes for game number 2.